Ready for the video?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Know that there are no,
I
don't believe in coincidence. I believe in confirmation. But a lot of us
Or made up by us. Zero has always been there.
That's super interesting.
It's the natural existence, there is a zero. There are many things which are zero. But one, two…
What did she say in there? God's wing?
God's wings.
Yeah, just…
What do you think of that?
I love that. I definitely enjoy that for sure. I think…
Present practice. What's conscious? This is Vish and
Hannah.
And today we'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on…
Seeing repeated numbers, is it more than a coincidence?
So today I'm here with Hannah. Want to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Hannah. I am based in Austin, Texas. I am a 25-year-old entrepreneur and I'm so excited to be here.
Well, thank you for being here. She's been super kind with just sharing her views and really cool insights on these topics. Where can they find you, Hannah?
If you would like to connect, my Instagram handle is sacred_wombman. So you can find me there.
Perfect. All of our stuff will be down below. And I'm an aspiring yogi, and I've been meditating for over 4 years now and love all things yoga, meditation, wisdom-based. And with that,
let's get rolling.
Let's say there are two people who love each other. If one person is thinking of a certain thought, the other person is also thinking of the same thought. Certain cohesiveness can easily happen with life. So, there is synchronicity with life, otherwise life would not exist.
My question is this, in my friend circles, there are a lot of us experiencing what we've coined, synchronicities or God's winks, or because I know that there are no… I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in confirmation. But a lot of us are seeing like repeating numbers, 222, 1111, 333, 444, 1010, 1212. At many, it's not just me. It's like a whole community of people that I know are all like greatly aware of this secret, I guess, phenomenon amongst us. And it's beyond just the numbers, it's certain sightings and visits, or, it's just kind of magical. It's a magical time. But what would you say, what would you attribute this experience to? Because I know so many people that are having this experience right now.
See, numbers and number systems have been invented by human beings, all right? We made up the numbers. Because we have 10 fingers, we made 10 an important number, and the zero came from India, you know that. The zero was invented in India, and the number system evolved out of that. In India, we see that zero is the only true number because that always exists. Rest we made up. 1, 2, 3, 4 made up by us. Zero has always been there.
that's super interesting.
It's the natural existence, there is a zero. There are many things which are zero. But 1, 2, 3, 4 we make it up. How far can we count? It depends, A child will think 10 means it's like a big number in a child's mind. Well, now you can say a million or a billion, now these days everybody's saying a zillion. I don't think most people understand what's a zillion, but people keep using it. So about coincidence of numbers, one aspect, I'll just cover it in two different ways. One aspect is there are only 9 digits. So repetition is very obvious because there are, 7 billion people and there are only 9 digits. How many times will it repeat itself? Naturally, it'll repeat itself many times. But at the same time, if there are two people close to each other, let's say there are two people who love each other. Now, it may so happen, at a given moment, if one person is thinking of a certain thought, the other person is also thinking of the same thought. So one person is picking a number which is 3, the other person is also picking number 3 because certain cohesiveness can easily happen with life. Not only with human beings, it can even happen with other creatures, it can happen with trees, it can happen with other animals.
So Hannah, this has been definitely also interesting. What are you thinking so far?
I like it. Honestly, like that has been something that I've been more aware of, especially whenever I dived a little deeper into my spiritual journey. So it's beautiful because you know, whatever you think it's like reflecting, you know, it could be different for anyone. So that's the magical, beautiful thing within seeing repeated numbers. So yeah, definitely excited to watch more and see more about that.
Same here. I love how he brings light into the very kind of practical aspects of it, but also to a certain extent the spiritual side. So I love how he connects both, not just, you know, one-sided. So let's get back into it.
Among trees and animals also, this is very much there, much more than human beings. It is very little among human beings because there is too much of intellectual thought in the human being. In the other animals, there is not so much thought, so their synchronicity is way better than that of human beings because they experience life chemically or by smell. So because of that, there is a much more cohesive synchronicity among other creatures. For example, if a group of wild elephants come and start grazing on a particular species of trees, within 20 minutes, all the other trees in that region belonging to that species, their leaf will go bitter and they'll turn mildly poisonous. Because they have communicated, we are being eaten up.
Trees are smart
You do
too.
something, they will all turn bitter. The elephants know about it. So because the elephants know about it, they will graze quickly in one place and then they will not even bother to graze the next tree and the next tree because they know they would have turned bitter. And they will go far away and again start eating. So, even among trees, there is such synchronicity. If human beings hit a pitch among themselves…
Yeah, so I want to add, I actually had a good friend teach me something when it came to trees on like the root side. It's called a micro pad. And basically it's like to help us understand, it's like a social media for trees, and it gives them the ability to communicate when something is happening. So like, for example, you could have trees in North Carolina sending a signal to trees in Georgia, like making it known like, hey, like, you know, we're being taken down, we need more nutrients coming this way, or you know, whatever they're communicating. So it's super cool whenever I learned that out. It's called a micro pad.
I love that. That's actually super fascinating. What is it called? He says social media, or what's the term?
So it's called a micro pad, but for us to understand, it's like if trees had like a social media platform.
That is so cool, and it goes to show how beautiful but intelligent nature is. The natural intelligence of the world, the universe. Thanks for sharing, Hannah.
Good for them, but don't give too much significance to it because then you will start imagining a whole lot of things which are unnecessary. But is there synchronicity with life? Of course. Otherwise, so many things wouldn't happen. There are lots of studies which clearly show this, and in the yogic system we call this samskriti. What samskriti means is, there is something called as, you know, learning because of the atmosphere. You're not being actually taught anything. Just because a certain family has certain skills, even the children born in that family, just almost like they're born with those skills, they just adapt. It is just in the air somewhere, the skill. They just pick it up. They have made studies of various people and animals, mice. They have noticed that this is possible, that learning can just happen out of contact. So, there is synchronicity with life, otherwise life would not exist. But it should not be overdone in our minds, that's all.
Hannah, what did you think of this one?
I liked it a lot. I'd say this was probably my favorite video. If I could share something a little personal, but also I enjoy sharing it. So about 2 years ago, I had family passings, and that's when I started really seeing angel numbers or seeing like the synchronicity in numbers. And it was probably a year after my father passed, I have been seeing the numbers 444 and 111 everywhere. And I got to a point where I realized, okay, I need to journal this, I need to reflect it. And then long story long, basically I was reflecting it, and I just expressed in a sentence that I miss my dad, and just seeing that I have been like channeling him through my own mannerisms, and seeing my siblings channel him through their own mannerisms. But right after I wrote that statement, I wrote 444 and 111, and then I translated it into the alphabet, and then I took 4, which is D, I took 1, which is A, and then I went back to the 4, which is D, and it spelled out dad. But I really liked how in the video he was saying, like, you know, in the practical senses and like the spiritual senses, at some point of like me only being a human right now, but still being in the spiritual atmosphere, but not like experiencing that spiritual transition yet. You know, at some point, like, was I just interpreting that because I was missing my father, or was that him like actually channeling to me? So I think it's cool being able to like recognize when you're seeing secret numbers and take whatever you know you think it is, but also coming back into the practical human like reality too. So having the nice dance of both.
That was honestly such a very powerful experience that you shared, so thank you for that. Really grateful. I also applaud, and I've told Hannah this before as well. I mean, transparency is, I think, a superpower. To be open is not that easy, but I think it's something that we all have access to, and so thank you for that. And I also love how you were acknowledging the both sides to that coin, right? Maybe it's just you missing him, or is it actually some sort of spiritual significant phenomenon? I'm curious, after you had that awareness to see both sides, what do you think it was, and why?
I feel like it was him like channeling me, but I think it also made me more open to when like his spirit is around, or just like being aware of those like divine appointments, or you know, just being aware of what did she say in there? God's wing?
God's wings.
Yeah, you know, just being aware, especially like if, you know, you're meeting someone. Like I know Vish and I, we met recently, but that was a divine appointment, you know, like we met at like random spot, didn't like anticipate on like meeting each other, and then it just happened. So it made me realize just being open to receive those little God winks and things like that.
Thank you again for sharing that. And yeah, it's really, I think, at least what I really especially connected with was the openness. That's, again, super, super powerful. There's actually a channel that inspired me to get more into this. This is definitely earlier into my, let's just call it the awakening journey, and it's called Yes Theory. Have you heard of that? Mm-mm. It's a really cool channel, so shouts out to them. I've actually met them a couple of times. And their whole mission is just to say yes to everything. And they make a bunch of cool videos on that yes. And so, yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up because it's similar to what we're talking about. And yeah, you never know. I mean, there's so many doors that are open your way. And I think just saying yes and surrendering to life's flow is going to do you a lot of justice, and not just using your mind, but using your heart, using that natural intelligence within you to flow and express itself, and then naturally you will just see how you will be always on top. Not in the sense of competition per se, but just more aware and always at bliss and always at joy. What do you think of that?
I love that. I definitely enjoy that for sure. I think like just, yeah, having that natural intelligence and trusting what your body is wanting, even what your mind's wanting too, and your heart, just being open to like listening to what you're wanting in life, you know, because you're the creator. This is your life. So yeah, I enjoy that.
Beautiful. And so thank you so much, Hannah, for being here. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your energy. and for sharing such cool insight. And remind the viewers again, where can they find you?
My Instagram handle is sacred_woman. That is where you can connect with me if you want to know more topics on like veganism or how to create your version of financial freedom. I help people learn about cryptocurrency. I'm very passionate with helping people step into their health and their wealth. But that is where you can connect with me on Instagram.
Definitely check her out. She makes some super cool content. As she mentioned, all of her stuff will be down below. And if you have any other video requests, you can also comment down below. Also, if you have any other personality requests for different types of people you want to bring on the show, you can also comment down below. And lastly, would love to hear what your thoughts are, what I've shared, or what Hannah has shared, or what Sadhguru has shared, or even just your opinions about the topic of repeating numbers. Do you still think it's a coincidence, or is there a deeper significance? Also, comment down below. And with that, make it a great day, take it joyfully, and stay conscious. Awesome job, Hannah.
Thank you for having me, Vish.
That was a wrap, and you did great.
Thank you.
Awesome job.